thing that he can get in.
Kokomo, Indiana, and the sprint car tomorrow night, and then it's off to Indy.
Well, here's Friday night right down the road at Lakeside.
I need a mirror. On the other side, baby.
Maybe.
Started pole there, didn't it?
5 laps to go!
Finishes with one on
My
his roof.
Larson,
Watch this, Rico Avery on the inside of Kerry Madsen. They get together. That's Larson's.
Hey, why they
brother-in-law,
keep
sweet flipping.
reminding me
Larson
that?
slid into Madsen.
Why they need to show it? Golly.
Right. Boo! No, that was sweet there, Larson.
Seriously? Why?
Good old racetrack right
Why
there,
would they
Kevin.
show it?
Yeah.
A lot of good memories at that place.
I had a friend who called me and said, go drive my car, and I looked like a complete fool over there one night, but I won't mention any names, but he's standing pretty close to me.
And here's Larson's schedule for the next couple of weeks, culminating with the Indy 500 and Coca-Cola 600, both on May 25th, the Memorial Day weekend double.
Big month for him, big opportunity. Didn't go down the way he wanted it to go last year. Gets another chance at it. Don't count that kid out.
Last year here, Chris Buescher was racing for the win with Kyle Larson. 1/1000th of a second separated them at the line. Here they are with 10 laps to go. Buescher racing Josh Berry for 7th place. Bowman and Blaney, this is for 3rd.
That Blaney car has been putting out some pretty good lap times over the last several laps. So, in typical fashion of Ryan Blaney and this 12 team, long, deep run right here, putting out some good lap times.
Last lap, he was the fastest car on the racetrack. Blaney, that is.
See Alex Bowman fighting hard for that last spot.
It's going to slow his progress down a lot. You were right, Kevin. It was 2 to 3 tenths. He was catching everybody in this whole front of the field. May have had a chance to catch second place, Bell. Not with Bowman giving him fits on his outside, slowing him down a lot.
If they stay double foul, they're going to bring Chase Briscoe right to them.
Wish they quit being next to each other, honestly.
4 tenths for him, 3 tenths for the pair of them.
Yeah, you see Blaney driving in there. That time going to slide up into that
Don't
top
need
lane.
any caution
Bowman
right
trying to
now.
cross over to be able to get back into the throttle, but Ryan Blaney makes that pass.
Like Kyle Larson's going to start to get into some lap traffic here. And they are single file and they're spread out pretty well. Jesse Long, the first one, going another lap down to the race leader. So traffic shouldn't put up much of a problem for him.
Well, this is definitely a 3-car battle that I've been keeping my eye on, just looking, hey, if there's going to be a caution, how's it going to happen? And these guys have been at it pretty hard for the last 4 or 5 laps.
Yeah, it looks like Hosnar that just went off the screen right there. I don't know. Might have had some trouble right there, backing up in a hurry. I don't know if he had to check up. He lost a lot of ground right there.
With 6 to go, how about Corey Hine? His first scheduled race with 23:11.
I really like this kid. I think with everything that he has done in the truck and all the chances that he's had, which have been, I think this is his 4th Cup start. He's made something out of those days, and he's raced today a lot like he does in that truck, just a grinder and keeps going forward.
Just exactly what you need a driver like that to do. Go out, run all the laps, learn everything you can do against the best there is, and full progression proves that. Started 24th up to 13th. Great job.
And we don't see many of these young kids come into the Cup Series races and have days where they're going to run inside the top 15. That hasn't happened much.
Alex Bowman's been in the wall. Chase Briscoe goes
don't
by
be in
and
the
Bowman
wall.
drops to 5th.
Front end.
Look at Bowman. Oh my gosh.
And the wall is where Carson Hocevar is right now.
What they're doing?
Pushed up against it.
I don't know. Bowman's just losing his
Hocevar
control
back
right
in
now.
21st.
Maybe he wants a caution. And Hocevar, he's up there rubbing the wall.
There.
I think the right front tire's coming apart on that
Sure
car.
looks like
I
it.
see a lot of rubber. Hocevar better get the heck off the track now.
You're not Larson, so don't do it.
Hocevar's tires fixing to come apart. He needs to get out off the track now.
We're telling him to get down off the racetrack. That's a Chevrolet.
Oh, in
with
the
Hendrick
wall.
support. He's in the wall, guys. He's going to get it down. No caution so far.
Larson comes across.
Get out of the...
Three to
Told
go.
you.
Coming to the pits.
And Hocevar makes it to the
Man,
pits. No
that would have
apparent
been just
debris
what
out on the
would have
racetrack.
folded.
Dodged a bullet there if you're the 5 team. 3 to go.
I don't know, man. This is about the time while everybody's tires start wearing out and popping.
So Hocevar's hopes of a lead lap finish are dashed. 20 lead lap cars with 2.5 to go. And Larson, very little traffic.
It's smooth sailing for him. There's nobody fighting him behind him. But the question is, tail end of these runs, we've seen a lot of people slipping, sliding around, getting into the wall with Hocevar, tire troubles. Bring this thing around, get me to the white flag, get this thing official. Been a dominant day for him, guys.
He really has.
He is in
Dang,
position
look at
to
you.
maximize points for the day. First stage win, second stage win, the point for the fastest lap of the race, and the victory a lap and a half away.
It's in the air. It's going to be official right here.
White flag, 1 to go.
And that's
Even if the caution comes out
he
now.
just wanted to get to that white
Yeah, win.
flag to capitalize on a day that
You
has
got to
just
get to
been
the white flag. He did.
You see him all the way down off the racetrack. Get away from that wall. Just limp this thing around. A lot of rubber coming off the front of that car.
A 1.1 second lead on Christopher Bell and a couple of lap cars.
He's got
Bell
trouble
clears
with
the
the
lap
lap
cars.
He's
Larson.
way slow on the track. It's just like Hocevar.
I thought I seen rubber.
Coming off that right front.
Here he
He's gonna
comes
get
off
the
turn
ramp,
4. He's going to make it to the line, and Kyle Larson.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
I think his right tire was starting to come
No,
apart.
when he came off of turn 2, there was
Remember
a lot
that
of
rubber?
coming off the
That's
right
what I was
front.
thinking. Oh, I think his tire's coming apart.
3/4 of a second
I don't know, though.
is the official margin of victory as Kyle Larson's lead evaporated in the last lap.
Yes!
all at once.
Dominate this race.
32nd career win.
They had like 220
Tom
laps.
Dale Jarrett for 29th on NASCAR's all-time list.
Then I want that hat. Then I get one and see them.
Hope
I'm
so.
gonna ask them to sign them all.
It's a home game as Rick Hendrick has dealerships in the
Oh
metro
my
Kansas City
God.
It's one of the first times he's won at a home track with a home hat.
It's his 3rd victory of the season.
I don't know of any other racetracks he's won at and got a home hat.
Best of all drivers.
Huh?
Kansas.
Bell got so close.
The black one?
No.
Which one was Kansas last year?
He won last
Yeah, but what happened was
Three victories.
was that the black
ties
one?
Jeff Gordon, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson,
Maybe.
and Joey Logano for 2nd all-time at Kansas.
Those tires ought to be about ready to go anyway.
Yes,
No
He's
more
got a lot
donut.
of opportunities ahead of him to get some more. So these guys have they just done a
They're
great
gonna
job.
give it everything they got.
Cliff Daniels, but let's start at the top. When you look at Rick Hendrick and you look at everything that he's got structured between himself and Cliff Daniels.
There you go.
They have a
Those
No,
tires
donut.
are gonna go. Bye-bye.
puts these guys in a position to go out.
Thank you.
Ay. It could have been really good, the Texas, if it didn't send out.
You don't want those tires. That right one, that one's gone for sure.
In the dominant fashion that we know and have seen out of this race car, as a competitor, you know you're in big trouble. That car is extremely fast, an absolute dominant day.
You don't really much appreciate it when you're far, like at the pit. I can't barely
Kansas,
see
check.
Gosh,
Indianapolis
it's really good when you
Right
see it
windshield.
really closer.
and Charlotte. In
Like
racing's
that,
biggest
closer.
weekend, Kyle
That's where I
Larson
want to be. Right
is
there.
set to try to win them all.
Ah! Ooh, look at that hat and the helmet.
Yeah, matching helmet.
Hey, that's a really cool helmet.
4th win of the season
Oh,
for
wow,
Hendrick
I want
Motorsports
everybody
and
to sign
10th
it.
at Kansas. Chase Elliott had a chance. A bad pit stop took him from contention. Christopher Bell closing in at the finish. But there is your Kansas winner, Regan Smith.
Well, Kyle Larson, what was an absolutely dominant performance, Kyle. You had control of the race for the majority of it. Did lose control briefly for a moment there towards the end after the final pit stop, and then a long run at the end. How much were you managing the tires and managing the race at the end there?
Yeah, I was trying really hard to pace myself because I believe that was our longest run of the day, and
What you should do
I've been
outside?
struggling a little bit at the end of the runs. Chase was really good, and so I felt like I just needed to try to be better, on my end, and I don't know if it was paying off or not at the end. I was still struggling. I don't know if the right front was starting to wear a lot or what, but I was starting to lose a lot of grip, and then I was vibrating really bad, so I was afraid of right rear or something would let go. So, but yeah, great car, great execution today too for our team. Thanks to Intercars.com, Valvoline, Prime, all you race fans too for coming out. This was awesome weather to get to watch a cool race. So. Glad to not win by an inch right here this time, and a little bit sick of that. But thanks again to the team. Congrats to all Hendrick Motorsports, the engine shop, everybody there.
You start what is you're in the middle of what is a very busy month of May for you right now. To have this momentum and carry it the rest of the way through, how does that help?
Yeah, I don't know. It's got to help a little bit, but it's so different at Indy, and the cars are different. But yeah, I look forward to getting there. We're gonna fly there tonight. Celebrate with
So we're not
Caitlin.
gonna
Happy
able
Mother's
to
Day,
watch
Caitlin, all the moms out there, Mama
the
especially.
Indy?
So,
Just because?
yeah,
I
it's
can
a
tape
cool,
the
cool
Indy.
win here in Kansas, and now
I can record
try to
Indy.
execute 2 good weeks there at Indy.
Kyle Larson, your winner at Kansas on Mother's Day.
But not the cup race.
The Coca-Cola one, it's going to
Christopher Bell
depend.
finishes second, his best effort ever at Kansas. Those
I don't know why.
That race lasts the
For
longest.
some reason, I deleted that video.
Something for him?
Well, I was surprised that he kind of gave up on the top those last couple laps and pulled down, but I was struggling just as bad as he
It was
was,
really
so I was
nice,
just trying to get to the end. I know Ryan was
Yeah.
coming on really strong
It
there,
was
so
really nice.
overall,
Bam.
to get home second with a lot of stage points was
I don't
something
know
that
what
we
I
needed after
did.
the last couple of weeks.
Now the biggest
This Reese's
gone.
Camry was just not quite what we needed. I don't know. I feel like our day was kind
I
of
was
a
gonna
product of
send it to
qualifying
you.
well, having good pit stops, having good
While
race
he's
starts,
signing
and
your
nothing really
plate.
took us out of it. So.
Give it. I deleted
I don't know.
it.
Whenever the green flags, the long green flag runs came, it seemed like we were going backwards, and there were a couple guys that could drive by us. So, yeah, to walk out of here second, I'm really happy with, and hopefully we can be a little bit stronger when we come back.
Well done. That's Christopher Bell, Mike.
Thanks, Jamie. Let's take a look back at the final restart, because that's where this race was won.
Well, we saw Kyle Larson, and his strategy was to go late in the box. You see that gap between the 5 and the 48. And what he does is just kind of wait for the 48 to hit the bumper. You see him try to time it, but it shoots the 5 out. He did that like the last 3 restarts, and it really broke everything up because the outside line would have to wait, and it would shoot him out to clear the outside car.
That's teamwork at its finest right there.
I guess that was the plan. He just laid back until Bowman hit him.
Boom.
Oh.
Thank you very
Once
much.
Bowman hit him, he took off.
You see him coming to the line after, it sounds like hanging on for the last couple laps, just trying to make sure that the tires don't blow out.
Well, much like Bell, I saw the same thing. I saw him pull off the outside wall, and I was thinking, well, maybe he's just doing that to be safe. But then he went clear to the bottom and really slowed down.
Nice suit.
That got interesting.
Well, this rivalry,
Nice suit, nice
Roy,
helmet,
it's building.
nice
This is the
cup.
4th time, Chris, that Larson and Bell have finished 1-2. Larson with 3 of those 4 victories. Let's join.
Mike, yeah, I think we had a little bit of an audio issue. Sorry about that. Now, Mike, it's interesting that between Larson and Bell, they have won half of the 12 races that we have run so far in victory lane with Jamie McMurray. And here comes the car and the driver, Kyle Larson. We just heard from
Well,
him.
let's see. What's this one going to do? They got no confetti on it or no?
Widely viewed as the most talented driver, has that 2021 Cup
The Texas
championship.
victory rate
And
kind of
on a
small,
roll
you know
coming
what I'm
in,
saying?
and
Oh,
he
yeah,
led
they're not
laps
real big.
before Jamie. We
That
talked
one's
about it,
bigger.
but it seems like he's getting
Yeah,
better
this one
at
is
finishing
wide.
races, handling situations, regardless of the track or the competition.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of Larson's credit of his ability in a car isn't just because of what he can do in NASCAR. It's what he does in sprint cars. It's what he did, in the Indy 500 last year. Going back, we just talked about that, doing it again here in just a few weeks. I mean, it just seems like whatever kind of car Kyle gets in, he does really well. but he managed the race, did a tremendous job today. And it didn't appear that he had the best car on the long run. The cautions worked in their favor a little bit. They got a little bit lucky at the end of stage 2 to make it to the end on those tires. I thought that Denny Hamlin maybe had the best car, had some issues with the transaxle, wasn't able to finish. But Larson, I mean, what do you say? It's been a pretty exceptional year for him again.
Yeah, already in a clean race for him and his pit crew. We anticipated, like last year and even on the front row, a kind of a Larson-Busher battle, and it ended up being, as we saw at the end, it wasn't much of a battle. It was really from the closest finish ever in NASCAR to a wide, blow-away victory, wide-open victory for Kyle Larson. We're going to hear more from Victor Lynn in a moment. Let's check in with Josh Sims.
Well, Chris, Ryan Blaney comes home third, ties a career best finish here for Kansas. But how would you evaluate your day?
Yeah, overall, good day. I think we were third in both stages and finished third. And honestly, we were kind of running those guys down quick there at the end, the last handful of laps. And
Prime! Is that
I just
Prime?
kind of restarted
Yes.
too far back and had to make up a lot of ground. It took a while for my car to come in.
Who said that Prime doesn't
5 more
taste
laps, I
good?
probably would have scared the 5 a little bit.
I've heard it.
At least. But,
Most
I'm
energy
really
drinks
proud
don't
of,
taste good.
Oh, Prime is
the
an
12 race
energy
today.
drink?
Appreciate the Worth Group being on board, Ford, Menards, Body Armor, Dex Imaging, everybody. Really good last couple weeks. Bringing fast race cars. Hopefully we can continue to do that, keep learning, and move forward. But overall, a really good weekend.
Strong day for Ryan Blaney and this 12 team.
But hat's white, boy.
Thank you very much.
No.
Moments ago, you saw the
Really
confetti
white.
flying, and we mentioned
Looks
clean race,
clean.
while other people may have had
They
some
look
tire problems,
clean.
maybe, or some issues with their cars or pit crews. The guys up there supporting the Hendrick Cars.com 5-car and Kyle Larson and Victor.
Daniel.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Keselowski be the one that pops out. Needed to have a good run. Looked like he maybe had a car that could compete
Looks
with,
like a kid.
with Kyle Larson. Had
You
the,
tell he's
the
Jewish.
right rear tire issue ended
You tell
his
he's
day.
Jewish.
The tires were the
Is it
the
Jewish?
story in practice and
I didn't
qualifying
know.
yesterday. We saw a lot of tire issues.
No, he
It
looks
seemed
like
like
a
as the
kid.
race went on, the crew chiefs maybe got a little more aggressive, and we saw some of that more at the end. But overall, I mean, it was interesting to see the strategy play out and how aggressive the crew chiefs got with that.
Yeah, the late cautions and the restarts. He had to hold off Logano at one point and Bell and some others on those restarts. Now, 32-year-old Kyle Larson, his 32nd career win. And you can see that Kyle Larson is finishing up with MRN Radio, Jamie McMurray. And it was great. As soon as you get out of the car, you express your thoughts. And I think the last time we talked to you, you had the samurai sword or whatever you were saying.
He did have a sword last time.
You were having a lot of fun. So just some more reflective thoughts on, you led the most laps before in races as recently as Texas, but at the end things didn't play out. So what was different about this in terms of just what you could control?
Yeah, just I don't know. I had some good pushes behind me today, and I think learned some last week. Obviously, getting beat on the restarts, and then you learned some there in the beginning too with the initial start that kind of carried on for the end of the race. So yeah, just great to qualify good. It's really important, and then to kind of maintain the lead for the majority of the race was huge. So just a great points day, and happy to be celebrating.
He's leading the points now.
Was
For
there any
sure.
concern, Kyle, like at the end of stage 2, it seemed like your rear tires went away, pace slowed off a little bit, Bell ran you down. Were you concerned if we had a long run at the end of this that might catch you off guard?
Yeah, absolutely. I was happy for a lot of those cautions because it just shortened the runs up for us. I was just not necessarily like dying at the end of the run, but like those guys were just better grip, and I was trying to manage my tires, but I think just when you spin the whole length of the run out in clean air, it just abuses your right rear tire even without you trying. So and then so we had that long run at the end. I was nervous of that.
What do you do to manage the tires? Like we talked about the line.
What's
you're
that
on
hat
track.
they
What
got
were you
there?
doing
That's
to
like
try
a
to
green and
conserve
black.
a little bit?
Yeah, all of it. You're trying to learn, like in the first couple of stages when I was struggling at the end of the runs, like, okay, well, what did I do
ain't seen a
maybe
prime
in
hat
the
yet.
middle of the run to affect my tires? So I just try to be a little bit different. That last run a smooth line, and also be, gentle with the car and gentle with the tires. And
Like a knee.
I don't know if it helped or not because they were still coming at the end, but it was good enough.
I know moments ago you were asked about Indy, and you got the schedule all set, trying to do the double, and we'll see you on Fox at the Indy 500. How much of a better driver at Indy will we see from you already? Have you assessed yourself of how you think you'll be, where you've improved the most?
I'm not sure. I think, honestly, I felt really good about things last year. I felt very prepared for the race and all that, and my car was in a really good spot, really balanced, and we had a smooth couple weeks. We just had a mistake there and sped on pit road during the race, And without that, we would have ran really well. So I don't approach it really any differently. There's obviously things that I learned last year, but I think most importantly, like any race, your car balance has to be there to give you the confidence, give you the aggression, and all of that. So I felt a little bit off at the open test as well as our teammates did. So hopefully we've gotten the balance a little bit better over these couple weeks off, and we can fire off on Tuesday really good.
We're already praying to the weather gods for you for the entire Indy weekend, that we get to have better weather than last time.
Qualifying next weekend, you said starting position here, right? So
Yeah. I mean, we need good weather both weekends. Right. One to qualify for the race, and then one to just get to run 1,100 miles. That'd be a dream come true. So. Yeah, it was fun last year, but I didn't get to do all of it.
All right, well, we will stay tuned. And by the way,
Looks
today,
like they blew some confetti, green and white.
Another milestone and racking up the stage wins and another victory. Thanks for coming by.
You got some